Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Katie. I'm an author and an editor. I have 5 books out currently, and my 6th book is coming out in December 7th. We are getting so close to Wicked Souls' release. I'm so excited. And we're doing daily NaNoWriMo vlogs over here. This is my 2nd channel. The main one is linked down below if you want to check it out. We are writing book 3 for my Marionettes series. It's a new adult urban fantasy romance kind of series. They're in Kindle Unlimited audiobooks. Links are down below if you want to start the books. My dad is calling me. Hello? Hey, what's up? Oh, that's right. Are you coming here? Love you too. Bye. Apparently my parents are coming over and I'm driving them to the airport. What was I saying? I don't know. Today's Saturday. Happy NaNoWriMo Day 13. I am about to go sit in a coffee shop to try and get some writing done today. Apparently my parents are coming this afternoon and I'm driving them to the airport, so we're gonna try and get some stuff done before they get here. Hi, I know I said I was gonna go to a coffee shop. I didn't do that. I spent the morning editing yesterday's vlog because I hadn't even started yet, and then my laptop needed to charge, and then I was worried if I wouldn't get back in time for my parents. I think they're gonna be here in about an hour, and then I'm gonna take them to the airport. So anyway, the reason why we're in the car, we're gonna go get some wine. Coffee shop, liquor store, same thing. I've been drinking so much less, which is good. So I just like never really have alcohol in my home anymore, but I wanted to get a couple of bottles. Can you believe it? I listened to the whole Taylor's version of Red without a glass of wine. I didn't even get the full experience. Truthfully, the part of the book that I'm writing right now for Marionette's book 3, I was working on that a little bit before this. I'm still not quite to the end of the chapter, but this end of this chapter into part 2 of this book, it's just like a very emotional part of the book. I feel like I'm telling you so much about it, but I'm hoping because the book comes out pretty far away from right now, you'll have forgotten everything that I've said by the time it comes out, so it's not spoilery. Anyway, we're gonna go get some wine. We'll chat later. Dean said no working today. In case you were wondering how writing this scene was going, we're not even done yet. I swear to God, if some of you don't cry reading this chapter, oh, my parents are gonna show up and I'm gonna be like bawling. Be like, what's wrong with you? This isn't even gonna be the worst one. There's gonna be another chapter coming that's gonna be worse than this, and I know it. Finishing off the chapter brought us to 933 words for the day so far. And now here we go. And this is our total word count right now. Hello, I just got back from dropping my parents off at the airport. So that ate up quite a bit of time. It's like a 30-40 minute drive for me depending on traffic, so it's a little after 3 now. They're flying to Philadelphia to see my dad's dad. But when I got back, I found something in my mailbox. It doesn't have a return address. Oh, it does. It's just like really hard to see. I thought it was going to be paged based on the handwriting. I think it's a birthday present, so I thought we would open it up together. Paige, if you're watching this, I love you. This is what the card says. To birthday bitch from other bitch. If you don't know, Paige is my best friend from college. She is in South Carolina right now. It has some dogs on it. She got me an animated wiggling cat toy for the cats. Ah, perfect. And a sweatshirt with a skeleton drinking coffee. This is so funny because we've been talking about getting matching tattoos forever, and we've been like brainstorming back and forth, and we kind of like landed on like what's the most fitting for us and our personalities and our friendship, and we're like skeletons drinking coffee. That's funny. So yeah, it's 3:20. Honestly, I'm just gonna have a super chill kind of night. I'm gonna keep working on Marionette's book 3, proofreading Wicked Souls. We're gonna watch a movie, we're gonna have a glass of wine, maybe take a bath, do some like skincare, a face mask, do my nails, have like that kind of self-care kind of night. Ooh, we could bake something. Maybe we'll make some cookies. It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. There's a couple of movies that have recently come out on Netflix that I want to watch, or we could rent something. I don't know. So many possibilities. Dean's been so upset I've been gone so much these past few days. Usually I'm here most of the day and I've been gone a lot, and he's feeling neglected, so we'll have a movie night. I don't know if you can see him laying on the ground like he has been murdered. So yeah, I'll let you know if I write anything else. I'm gonna have to like get back into that headspace. Hello. As you can see, we've changed into the sweatshirt. If you can hear chewing, that's Dean. It's now 5:30, so I just had some dinner. I'm sitting here on the couch. We got some wine. I've actually decided, I think I'm done writing for the night, but I'm still actually working on Marionette's book 3 because I've been saying, you know, I have pretty much all of Act 2 outlined, and I know like all of the scenes that are gonna happen in it, but they're all just like a tangled mess right now. Like I need to organize them, figure out what order they go in, and just like try and yeah, organize this. So I'm making a bulleted list of all of the scenes that I need, and I'm trying to arrange them properly like I did for this last part of Act 1. So that's kind of my focus for tonight, is getting a plan in place and getting ready, and then hopefully we can jump back into writing once I feel like I have a little more of a solid grasp of the order of things. So that's what I'm working on tonight. I was just putting something on to have on in the background while I was having dinner, and so I started rewatching The 100 the other day, thinking, oh, you know, I've seen this show like twice. Just something like casual to have on in the background. It's not gonna make me cry in the first season. I forgot episode 5 of the first freaking season. The character doesn't even have a name. This redheaded dad who like sacrifices himself so his daughter won't go blind. I'm sitting here crying. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end off the vlog here. I probably won't have any more updates like word count wise. I'm just gonna be outlining, maybe proofreading, who knows. Maybe neither, maybe just watching a movie. So let me see if there were any questions on yesterday's vlog. When you go on a date, do you tell a guy that you're an author or an editor? I have a very specific reason for why I do what I do. I tell them I'm an editor, not an author. But if anyone else in my life asks me, I would tell them I'm an author. I feel like the more books I publish and the more of that part of my career kind of comes to the forefront, that's what I would prefer to be. However, when it comes to guys that I'm dating, specifically in like the first couple of dates, I tell them that I'm an editor instead, because if I tell them that I'm an author, then they want to know what books I write, and then if they know what books I write, then they know my full name, and if they know my full name, they can look me up online and all of my internet stuff comes up, and that's just like a lot of information that for someone I've only gone on one date with to have, and it's gotten me into weird situations before in the past, which is why I've stopped telling people that I have YouTube, that I do any of this kind of stuff. So I specifically tell guys that I date that I am an editor, not an author, so then they can't stalk me online that early on. My life is way too present on the internet for that. Lots of people asked if I saw the All Too Well short film. I did. My poor parents, I made them listen to Taylor Swift the entire drive to the airport. How do you keep a good and healthy relationship with your writing? I'm currently in this weird routine of hating and burning everything I write. Do you have any advice? I definitely get that way too. I have some days where I'm like, oh, this is awful, this is terrible. However, I've kind of learned that that comes in waves, and it's often my mood, not the writing itself. So I think just kind of knowing that is helpful, because then you're like, okay, this is my mood, it's time to step away from it for the day, and then you go back to it and it's not as bad as you thought it was. And I don't know, I kind of find comfort in knowing like, oh, I'm in that mood where I hate everything I write, but this is gonna pass. Like, it's just a temporary thing, and yeah, it ebbs and it flows. So I think being patient with yourself and listening to yourself when you're having those kind of days, be like, okay, maybe it's not a day to write. We tried it, it wasn't working out today, and not forcing it has helped me keep a healthy relationship with writing, because I'm never forcing it. And I know the difference between like, oh, I don't really want to write today, but I need to just like for discipline's sake, and then like an actual day where it probably wouldn't be good for me to write today. It would be better just to take a day off. And I think that just comes with time, I guess, and practice. But yeah, there are definitely days when I hate everything that I write. It still happens. I don't think that ever goes away. I think it's just like finding comfort in knowing, for one, it's probably your mood. Your writing's probably not actually that bad, and also this mood will pass. Someone asked approximately how many comments or suggestions did you get from your proofreader on Wicked Souls? This book specifically, this proofreader and I worked together on the first book as well, and the comments were different on that book than it was on this book. Like, I have like these trends with books, patterns. And for this one, the thing that she needed to comment on more was like repetition. I got 55 comments from her. That was just comments. There were plenty of other changes, fixing typos, stuff like that. So like, she'll highlight something and be like, hey, maybe put this word here instead to avoid the repetition of these two in this sentence. Or I had a lot of dangling modifiers in this book. That has never been an issue for me. That was interesting. She had to fix several dangling modifiers for me. And like the second I started to see this trend in the comments, I was like, what was I doing with this book? That's never happened before. Another comment, maybe this word to avoid repetition of this here. Yeah, most of her comments this time around were suggestions to swap out a word to avoid repetition somewhere or to clarify meaning. She caught a couple of really good consistency things because I edited the heck out of this book, and sometimes it's just like I don't notice when a scene, for example, there was one scene where like originally someone like sat down during it, but then I cut that whole middle part of the scene, but then there was still a line referring to later like he stood back up, and she was like, he never sat down. So like stuff like that, inconsistencies that were left behind when I cut things out. I'm going through all of her comments. I swear it's like all suggestions on how to fix a little bit of repetition. That was just our trend with this book apparently. Someone asked, once you finish the Marionettes series, do you think you'll release a full box set purchase option? If you're referring to the ebooks, perhaps. I don't really know how I would do that with like a physical version. Maybe in the future, but that would be like years down the line once the series is completely finished and out. So I think those are all of the questions. If you have any that you want me to answer tomorrow, feel free to comment them on this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're having a great weekend or week, depending when you're watching this. I can't think of any other kinds of announcement things. We're getting close to Wicked Souls' release. If you want to pre-order, recommend me a good movie on Netflix to watch this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow. No.